Good morning guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Matt, this is Becky, and we are currently on our way to Inglewhite, just north of Preston. And today we're going to be running the Green Man Trail 15k with Fylde Coast Runners. So this is the second of three 15k trail runs that I signed up to with Fylde Coast Runners. As you might be able to tell from the noise, it is absolutely chucking it down. So unlike the last one, which was the Scorton Trail, where it was 23 degrees, I think it was that day. That was the day that Becky did the Race for Life. Today is absolutely chucking it down. It's pouring rain. It's currently 9 degrees. So it's a little bit cool, a little bit wet, a little bit rainy. There's not very much wind, thankfully, so there's that at least. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. We actually don't know the route. We haven't had a chance to come and recce it. Would have been nice to, but we've just been too busy with various races and stuff. I have programmed the route into my watch, so we'll be following that. And obviously they will have the route way marked with they use like bits of tape and little flags and things like that, so you sort of follow the bits of tape and the flags around the route. But it is good to have it on you, a map on you about your person somewhere, just in case. So yeah, hopefully we don't get lost today. We are going to be running at Becky's pace, obviously. It's no secret, Becky is managing her energy levels and how much effort she puts in. So we've no expectations on time today.
No.
That being said, when we did do the Scorton Trail recce, we ran that in about 2.5 hours, and this route looks easier than that route. Touch wood, because this route looks less paved, but there is significantly less elevation on this one than there was going up Nicky Nook. So we're about 2 minutes away from the car park. There's not a lot of parking at this one, so we have set off quite early so that we can get parked up. It's currently about 8 o'clock in the morning, so registration opens in a few minutes. We're going to get ourselves set up, and then we've got a couple of hours to spare until we actually start, so we're just going to keep ourselves warm, maybe do some stretches and just prepare ourselves ready for this run. So we'll speak to you again once we get parked up. Hopefully today goes well. Like I said, we've no expectations on time. Today's all about having a nice long run, getting a bit of a workout in, and just enjoying the day out really. So yeah, we're going to be exploring a bit of a new area. We don't really know this area, so yeah, fingers crossed we have a good day. Right, we've just parked up just to give you an idea of what the conditions are like today. There you go. So we've got overcast skies. You can see the rain on the window there, and it's pretty much going to be like this all day, I think. So we have brought our waterproofs with us. I'm not going to be wearing this hoodie. This is just for before and after. I'm hoping that my windproof waterproof jacket will keep me warm enough. It usually does, to be fair. I mean, 9 degrees isn't that cold. I've run in shorts and t-shirt in 9 degrees before now, and it'd been absolutely fine. It's just protection from the wind, protection from the rain, because those two combined with 9 degrees temperatures, I think, could get quite cold. The highest point on this course is Beacon Fell Country Park, which is, Beacon Fell is a hill. It's not a particularly huge hill, I don't think. And looking at it on the maps and stuff, it looks like that area is surrounded by trees, so we'll be going through some woods around there. So hopefully we'll have a little bit of protection from the wind, and that way hopefully it's not too exposed on the top. As I say, we're not particularly familiar with this area. We did used to go fishing at a lake that's just around the corner from one part of this course, but that's all we know. we don't really know any of the rest of the area, so this is going to be, like I say, it's going to be an interesting one. We're going to be relying on the way markers, we're going to be relying on the marshals, and also the GPX file on my watch. It does look like a lot of this route goes across fields, so it's sort of like cross a field, go through a gate, cross another field, go through a gate. That's just from looking at the map. I don't know for sure, so we're going to be following the people in front of us, and hopefully we find our way okay.
Yeah.
Right, we're going to go and get our numbers, get ourselves sorted out. Next time you see us, we'll probably have our waterproofs on so we're not getting too wet. And yeah, I think we need to find a toilet as well.
Yeah.
So we've just been and got our numbers, and as we did so, the heavens opened. So we've got our numbers. I'd like to lodge an official complaint that today's not a Sunday and they've still used my Sunday name, but I'll let them off. The weather is supposed to dry up a little bit by 10 o'clock, which is when the race is due to start, so we have got a little bit of time to sort of chill. I'm hoping it dries up soon so that I can get my number stuck on my shorts, because I don't really want to stand out in the pouring rain doing it. It's mental, like. But one day I went out for an easy run and it was absolutely chucking it down, and then the next day I went out for the same easy run and it was blazing sunshine, and now it's chucking it down again. So typical British weather, can't make its mind up what it's doing. But welcome to June, I guess. It's this time of year, anything can happen. We're just going to sit and chill for a little bit, and then yeah, we set off at 10 o'clock. So how long have we got? About 2 hours?
Just less than.
Hour and a half. Oh, we've been here for 25 minutes already. So yeah, that means the race is probably going to come up nice and quickly.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll catch up with you on the start line, guys. Appreciate you watching. If you enjoy the video, give us a subscribe, give us a like, drop a comment down below, let us know what you think about this kind of content, and yeah, we'll see you at the start of the race.
3, 2, 1, have a good one.
See you in a bit, guys. There we go. Nice soggy start to the Green Man Trail 2025. You ready? Go. So we've been going for 200 metres and Becky's already splashed me. Good job I've got my waterproof socks on. Thanks, Marshall.
Camera on the green stuff.
Okay, we're into the fields now. We've just been over the first stile, so it was a bit of a slow start. Now we want to spread out a little bit, so hopefully we won't bunch up quite so much. So as I said earlier, looking at the route, most of this route does go over fields, so we're going to be running on grass a lot. So I anticipated that and brought my waterproof socks. I also have my new trail shoes, so I've got Solomon Sense Ride 5. Done a couple of runs in them. Pretty good actually. A bit less aggressive than my Innovate, but one more cushioned. Get this.
Watch the barbed wire, gang on left hand side, don't rip the barbed wire.
Alright. Okay guys, the terrain on this one is much more complex than the last one. We've just done an all-four scramble up a muddy slope. It was slippy. People were trying to scramble the way up it and sliding back down as they went. This is mental. Becky's loving it though. Because she's a kid at heart and she loves getting muddy. I think that's the 6th stile we've gone over so far. So just while we're on this last technical bit, just want to give a quick shout out to Liam, one of our subscribers, who came and said hello at the beginning. He ran the Scotland Trail at the same time as me a few weeks back. He said it was his first proper race over 10k, and he did it in an hour and 39 minutes. Which is, or an hour and 36 minutes, I think he said, which is brilliant time. So well done, mate, and thanks for coming and saying hello. We're just taking a little walking break. This is really tough going. It's hard on the terrain, and Becky's training is not what it used to be. So she needs to make sure she rests a little bit, and this is playing her asthma up as well. She's wheezing a little bit, so she's got her inhaler with her, and obviously she's got me running with her as well. She did say to me beforehand, she said, "Don't worry about disappearing." I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. So we're almost 3k in. We're going for 26 minutes. Like I said, time doesn't really matter. They did say to us at the start that if you get to the 10k turn off point and you feel like you're not going to make it, they said just turn off and do the 10k route. So we do have that option if Becky's really struggling. But she said their stubbornness might not help her. She'll just carry on and force her way through the 15k. Just don't overdo it.
Oh.
On this route, the hardest kilometre looks to be the 7th kilometre. That was before I knew what the surfaces were like. It's entirely possible that the 7th k might not be the hardest because it might be on paths, and I don't really know. So yeah, we'll wait and find out. There are some people behind us. We're not the back markers. I think we were averaging about 8.5 minute kilometres, which when you consider that included some all 4 scrambles up muddy inclines, and I think, how many stiles have we gone over? 8?
What?
Yeah, we've gone over about 8 stiles and several gates. Every time we get to a stile, everything was punching up as well. But I think from the 3rd k up to the 8k we are pretty much consistently going uphill now, so we will take walking breaks as and when we feel the need to, and we won't be pushing the pace. We were going fairly rapidly at one point, but we were, the first 3k's sort of a gradual downhill. So yeah, we'll pace this well. When we get to the steep bits, we're going to hike up.
Yep.
And preserve our energy for the last 5k, because the last 5k is all downhill. Right, let's crack on. Right, here's your choice.
We'll go for it.
We're going for it?
Yeah.
15k. So we're just coming up on about 3 miles in. Weirdly, I've just seen a runner go in the opposite direction. I don't know what that's all about. There's no out and backs on this route. I'm going for 42 minutes. We've been on this path through these woods for about the last 10 minutes. I keep having to look at the map because there aren't any markers on this section, just to make sure we haven't got ourselves lost. Oh, there's a marshal. Water station. Thanks very much. I've got some, thank you. Straight that way. Thank you. That's just under 5k done. I think that water station was advertised as 4.8k. At this point, we are going into Fylde Country Park, and we go up and around the fell, and then back down again. The next water station is just past 10k. So, yeah, you're doing really well, baby.
Yeah.
This is a challenging run, there's no doubt about that. I can see, I don't know if you can see the arrow there, but we're about to go up that hill just over there. So, just go over the river. I'm going to grab a quick sip of my energy gels. I'm using the Kendall Mint Cake ones again. They've worked out really well for me so far. We head up this hill. I think this is going to be a power hike section. Alright. So I'll grab a bit of gel and then we'll power hike up this hill. We might not be able to film too much on this uphill bit because it's hard work. I need to use my arms to drive my legs. And I do have a bit of an issue at the minute. I mentioned in the last video that I've been learning javelin, and I've strained my delt on my right arm at the back. Oh, there we go. Up this mud. So yeah, holding the camera has been a little bit more of a challenge today than it has been in the past. I should really be holding it with that arm. That would probably be easier, Matt. So might not be too much footage from this next couple of k, but we'll make sure we check in with you when we get to the top at around 7k. We've had our first view of Beacon Fell. There's lots of woods on it, and we're going to be going up it, I believe, and do a loop round the top. Wow, we're almost 6k in. And yeah, as I said, we're jogging when we can, power hiking the uphills. Let's try and maintain as much energy as we can so we can capitalise in the last 5k, hopefully pick up a bit of time. Speaking of power hiking, look at Becky go. I'm actually struggling to keep up with her on the walking bits. The sign says to go this way. And up here. The runners ahead of us have completely disappeared now. We don't know if there's anyone behind us, because we've not seen anyone behind us since the 10k turn-off point. So it's possible that most, if not all, the people behind us might have turned off and done the 10k. But we're troopers and they're carrying on with the 15. But I will keep an eye out and I will report back if the news changes. Stile number 15,062.
With stinging nettles.
With stinging nettles. I don't know if you can see. Can you see it down there? We are not at the back. There's a few people behind us. So that means that potentially, if we get lost, we'll have other people to be lost with. That's Beacon Fell there. You can tell that we are climbing. You might not be able to see on the camera, but there are just a few wisps of cloud at the top of those trees. We are into the 7th kilometre now. This 1 kilometre climbs about 100 metres. I'm going to go right up there. There's a path that goes through them trees up to the top, which we're going to be walking up in a sec. We have just seen the runners that were ahead of us earlier near the top of the hill, so they're not actually as far ahead of us as I thought. Look at this view. The views are worth it on these trail runs. We are up this path now.
Quite real goody.
Yeah.
Sensible. Old man.
Let's get this kilometre out of the way, and then there's a bit of a lap round the top of the hill, and then there's about 5 or 6k of downhill on the other side waiting for us. I was off camera, but Becky was celebrating there. In terms of training, I've not actually tailed off my volume too much this week. So last week I ran the highest mileage I've run in 8 months. I messaged coach and said to him that the really good thing about that isn't that I'd run the high mileage, but that I didn't notice. I didn't notice until the end of the week when I just happened to look on Strava and realised I'd done almost 40 kilometres in a week, which is something I haven't actually managed to do since last October. This week I've done 21 or 22 kilometres up to today, and obviously this is 15k, so that'll bring me up to about 36-37k for the week. So volume wise it's as before, still a good mileage week. Mileage in my training plan and in coach's philosophy is not the be all and end all. Some people obviously do prioritise high mileage. People like ran to Japan and coal running, they definitely prioritise high mileage over all else. My goals in running are to run consistently and without injury, and so we really focus not on volume but on quality and balance. So I'm not super high volume. I've been averaging 25 to 30 kilometres a week all year this year. Only just starting to pick that up a little bit now, and that's really because I've gotten a little bit stronger. I can cope with it. Adding a little bit of volume makes the balance easier to hit. But as I say, I've not really tailed off the volume too much this week. I've done 4 runs this week. Monday was an easy run that I did with Becky. Tuesday I did a session, 6 by 800 metre reps with 2 minutes recovery, and I was averaging around 440 per kilometre on the reps, and then the rain absolutely bucketed it down in the last rep, and so I just wanted it done with. I think I did the last one in like 4:35 or something like that. Wednesday and Thursday I did recovery runs. So Wednesday did a 5k recovery run, same route that I did with Becky on the Monday, this time aiming slightly faster, and then on Thursday did a slightly shorter shakeout run where I did 4k, was keeping the effort consistent. That was just to get the legs moving, get the blood flow going, make sure that the legs had as much opportunity to recover as possible before this race. You won't want to get stuck in them woods at night at your own, would you?
That was good.
That's something out of a horror movie. Right, we've just got past the trig point of Beacon Fell. As you can see, we are in the clouds. We're running on this very uneven path, which is not great for my ankles, if I'm honest. But the good news is, because we've got to the trig point, we have to be going downhill now. So hopefully it's smooth sailing back down.
At least I'm not going that way.
I don't think we are. I think we're going down.
I can still see that hill in there.
We're past 10k. This next 5k is pretty much all downhill. I'm not sure if you can see those buildings in front of us. I think that might be Inglewhite. That's where we're heading. This kilometre is quite steep downhill. I'm going to be taking it easy. The Scarton Trail, there was a kilometre like this, and I really picked up the pace. Ran down the hill at about 3:45 per kilometre. Won't be doing that today because I did end up with quite sore feet after that. I mean, we are probably doing about 5 minutes per kilometre now, but I'm trying to control it. Trying to get better at this downhill malarkey. I've done a lot of focus on the uphill stuff this year. Downhills, I'm still learning. So yeah, fast feet, tense the quads as I go down. This looks like a lovely place to live. Miles away from the nearest shop though. You wouldn't want to get home and realise you'd forgotten toilet roll, would you? You'll have a good style on this route.
What you can call it.
Look at that mud. You've got to go through. Squelch, squelch, squelch. Spent all this time managing her energy and now she's running up this. She's doing well though, I'm really proud of her. Well work, sheeps. Hello, sheeps. Hello. You're interested, aren't you? Oh, she's off. Oh, there's cows in the field as well. Countryside for you. This no longer feels like paths anymore. I feel like I was needlessly optimistic when I said, oh, there's not as much incline on this one as Scarton. Oh, I just nearly lost my foot in that mud. just been warned of some cows feeling a bit spicy up ahead. Whatever that means. The cows I filmed a minute ago, as we were coming to the end of the field, I turned around and realised they were all running up behind us. That was a bit scary for a second. So almost at 12.5k. It's not far to go now. There's a group of about 4 of us running more or less together at the moment. Sort of helping to each other to navigate, checking that we're getting past fences and stile safe and stuff. We did have a gate that we passed before, where the gate was half collapsed and we had to climb over a fence. At first we were just stood there looking at it like, how do I get past that? You just have to keep tunneling up, don't you? Thankfully, though it hasn't stopped raining the entire time we've been running, it's not been especially heavy. So that's a positive at least. Stile number 18,000, I think. We're wondering if the report of spicy cows might actually be the cows that were following after us before, and maybe they've just been a little bit mixed up. But we're on relatively flat ground at the moment. These fields are a little smoother as well. Before, I was struggling to get any kind of pace up because the ground was so uneven. I was running the risk of turning an ankle. So I was having to be really quite deliberate with my footing. Oh, I can see an arrow. There's an arrow straight in front of us. There's an arrow just over there with a stile.
Yes, thank you.
Oh.
It's not going to run like that.
13.6k. Less than a mile to go now. Yeah, that's well and truly gone, hasn't it? Oh. I'm wondering whether those are spicy cows or not. Trying my best to make sure I don't look like I'm running towards them, so as not to worry them. They look okay at the moment. Oh, I've never gone over so many of these in my life. Oh, and I've just stung my knee on some nettles. Got to be nearly there now. I'd like to say thank you to all the marshals for giving up their time today, and to Fylde Coast Runners putting the run on and planning the route. I have no idea how you managed to dream this route up, but well done, guys. It's definitely been a challenge of a route. I expected this one to feel a bit easier, but just the challenge of the terrain itself underfoot has made this a real challenge compared to Scotland. Scotland was just uphill This has had uphill, downhill, through stream, over cobbles, over uneven ground and all sorts. It's been a right diverse mix. So yeah, I'm glad I'm not setting times. We've got another broken stile here. Okay, pretty sure we've just gone over the last stile, right onto the road here, and this is the road that has the green man on it. So we're nearly there now. The reason we've been careful, Becky's just hurt her shoulder coming over her stile. Her foot slipped and she's got a weak tendon in her shoulder, so sometimes it slips out of place. It's gone back into place, thankfully. But she's a bit tender now. And here's the car park, so we're nearly there now. Thank you. Yeah. Okay guys, we're back at the car now. We've got our medals and we've got our t-shirts. This time it's an orange one. We did have a minor incident at one of the final stiles. Becky slipped and jarred her shoulder. She's got a bit of a weak tendon in her shoulder, so sometimes it sort of popped out of place, and it sort of popped out of place and then you pushed it back in, didn't you?
Yeah.
So we did have a bit of a moment. Thankfully it was really close to the end and we managed to get through to the end. She doesn't need any sort of medical help. It's an old injury that sort of still bothers you, isn't it?
Yeah.
So she might be a little bit tender in the morning, but we got round. I have no idea what time we did, doesn't really matter. The aim was to get round and enjoy a run out, and apart from your little bump, did you have a nice time?
Okay, plenty of mud.
Yeah, there was definitely plenty of mud. I have just walked through a very deep puddle that was all the way up to my ankles to wash my shoes off, because we're planning on going into the pub to get something to eat now, and I didn't fancy going in there with really muddy shoes. Wet shoes is one thing, muddy shoes maybe not so. So yeah, a good day out. Only one minor bump or two, because you slipped on another one as well, didn't you?
Yeah, twisted money.
But I think that's just Becky being clumsy. I don't get an answer there. She's concentrating. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Really appreciate all the support. If you like this, hit the like button, give us a subscribe, and yeah, let us know what you think of the video down in the comments. This was a much easier effort for me than Scotland, because obviously I was holding back to stay with Becky. She did say to me at the beginning, like, oh, if you want to carry on and just go, then do. I'm glad I didn't, because she's a liability at times. She's a danger to herself. So yeah, thanks very much, guys. Appreciate it. We'll see you next time.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.